Whoever comes to me and does not hate father or mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, and even life itself, cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry the cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. Good morning. Welcome to a short biblical reflection on the reading from the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 14, verses 25 up to 35. It is about giving up everything to follow Jesus, the Gospel reading for 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C. The two opening statements which I quoted already, in which Jesus explains why somebody cannot be his disciples, are illustrated by two situations. The first one concerns constructing a tower. Somebody who wants to do it has firstly to sit down and calculate if has enough resources. Otherwise, would just lay a foundation, and then he will cause or she will cause a negative reaction of people who will look at. This fellow began to build and was not able to finish. And the second one is talking about a king who would like to wage a war against another king. And also he has to calculate because he has just 10,000 of soldiers, if he would be able with such a number to oppose the one who is coming against him with double number, 20,000. Otherwise, he would need to send a delegation and ask for terms of peace. And verse 33 summarizes and picks up the two opening statements. So therefore, everyone who does not give up all his possessions cannot be my disciple. I added also the following two verses, 34 and 35, which are not included in the lectionary, but they are part of the same teaching of Jesus. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltness be restored? And then the conclusion is that it is thrown away. The two opening statements in verses 26 and 27 can be also connected to other passages in the Gospel according to Luke, those which we read in the previous Sundays. The first statement, verse 26, whoever comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even life itself, we can connect to chapter 12, the Gospel reading for the 20th Sunday, where Jesus makes the statement, I have come to bring fire to the earth, and later, do you think that I have come to bring peace to the earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. And then Jesus explains, they will be divided, father against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. I explained on that occasion that this situation in particular regards the time of persecution. People are divided because of Jesus, because some are with Jesus, choose Jesus, and others oppose Jesus, and therefore, consequently, they persecute the members of their own family. While the second statement, verse 27, whoever does not carry the cross and follow me, we can connect with chapter 13, the Gospel reading for 21st Sunday, where Jesus says, strive to enter through the narrow door, for many, I tell you, will seek to enter and will not be able. And then in the explanation, when Jesus says that the door will be closed and those who would not enter, they will try to excuse themselves. We ate in your presence and drank, and you taught on our squares. And then he explains, I do not know you, where you come from. Go away from me, all you evildoers. Just to be in presence of Jesus is not enough. It requires also an effort. It requires the dedication. It requires to follow the teaching of Jesus, as I explained on that Sunday. So now we can look at our reading just from the last two verses, those which I add. where we have an objective statement, salt is good, and then the negative, the opposing statement. But if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltness be restored? So the salt which lost its taste is good for nothing, is just thrown away. And similarly, in the opening statements, it is not enough, as in verse 26, if somebody comes to Jesus, or as in verse 27, follows him, but it requires also to make an effort. In the first statement, as I explained, comparing it to chapter 12, in particular is suitable to the time where there is need to choose between Jesus and the family members, because sometimes the family members could be an obstacle to follow Jesus. While in verse 27, carrying the cross, linking it to chapter 13, it stresses that there is need also to put an effort, dedication, not just enough to be present with Jesus, to be with Him. And it is in fact illustrated in these middle two images. It is not just enough to do half a work like in the construction, or to put just half efforts like having just half of soldiers, because there is necessary to complete the work, to complete everything, to win, and therefore it's necessary to put all the means possible at disposition. I would like to wish you a nice day, a nice reflection on this gospel reading.